Hi everybody, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thanks so much for being here today. I've got a topic for you today about retirement, or in fact, unretirement. But I've got myself a cup of coffee because this is always a topic that takes a little bit of thought and inspiration. But one of our bloggers, Laurie Martinick, wrote this article about why unretirement may be the best thing that you can do. And it's for you people out there who have perhaps retired, you've been retired for a few years or a few days, and you just feel like, well, maybe this isn't for me yet. I'm not emotionally, financially, or any other way ready for this. And maybe you miss the day-to-day contacts with people. The engagement, the chatting. I certainly remember many of my years of working, I worked at big desks, where you had like 4 or 5 people sharing, and you could just say, hey, and you could reach over and talk, and it always led to a conversation about something interesting. And, that's where the creativity seemed to emerge in lots of my work environments. So maybe you miss that. You miss the money, you miss the people, and you miss the, just the friendships that come from that work environment. And even if they're acquaintances only, you can make them into friends, and maybe you miss that. So Laurie says, what about welcome to unretirement? Maybe it's time to unretire, and you don't have to unretire forever. This is just something that you might want to experiment with. Go back to something that's a bit more structured and more like a work situation. Now, it doesn't have to be, working full time. It can be working part time. Maybe you've got something that you've always wanted to do, something that you've always, thought would be fun to play with as a career. Maybe you'd like to cook, work in a bakery, work in a coffee shop. I've always wanted to be a bus driver. I know that sounds, or a train driver, sounds so totally ridiculous, but I always think that would be kind of fun to just drive a bus and take people places, and I probably won't be doing that in this lifetime since I'm getting a little old probably for the tests that you have to take. But you know what I'm saying. There's plenty of jobs that you've always wanted to do that that you might be able to pick up, and you can go back to work part time, and find a way to do it in some sort of pace and rhythm that suits you. You can create new ways of making an income just by being creative. Now, we are so blessed in many ways with the technology that surrounds us. We can actually do work online. We can do part-time work in person. A lot of people, for example, are doing work like freelancing. And there's a couple of sites. One is called Upwork, upwork.com. There's another called freelance.com. There's another one called Fiverr with 2 R's. And all of these, and there's so many more, but these are just ones where you can offer your talents, your skills, your experience, and get paid for it. Another thing that a lot of people are doing online is coaching, either life coaching, or coaching, just on a topic, like for example, teaching a musical instrument if you know how to do that, or teaching a language. I've seen a couple of ads recently for people where you can go and meet, like you can get a tutor, log on, and somebody is free, and then you just talk to them in the language you're trying to learn. Like if you're trying to learn German or French or whatever language, you can actually hire a coach. So you could be that person, you could be that coach that speaks another language. Just lots and lots of ideas. Another thing is with modern healthcare opportunities, if you've got any kind of healthcare experience, and I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of women in our 60 and Me community were nurses or in the caring business or caregiving. It was just a job that we kind of were pulled into, I think, when we were younger. And so I think I know from talking to a lot of you that many have had a career in healthcare, and that now is totally going online. So technology, bottom line, is creating new job opportunities. And guess what the most surprising thing is about that? No one knows how old you are. I mean, I suppose if you're doing a video, they might see the wrinkles and they might see it. If you've got the vitality and the energy and the passion and the knowledge, who cares how old you are? So technology is actually helping us older women to actually find things to do that, where you're not having to put on an application form X number of years old, because that means nothing. We know this. It means absolutely nothing in terms of in terms of what you can offer to someone who's looking to learn something. So and I'm sure there are others. And if you know of any that you're doing, yourself, like if you've gone back to an unretirement phase and you're actually doing a little bit of work part-time online, what are you doing? I mean, of course, the other thing to do is to make it your business to be online selling something. And again, it doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be a piece of jewelry or a necklace or a picture. It can just be a service, it could be a service. Again, as a life coach, as a guide through legacy planning or writing a book or the art of poetry. You can just about create an online course for anything these days. And there's Udemy.com and Coursera and others where you can get inspiration. I mean, I know right now that if I could find a course on medieval history focused on women at the medieval period, I would love to take that course. And if you would like to teach that course, I would pay you for that, for sure, because you've got the knowledge that I don't have. So did you know that there's a thing, a note here, I've just made a note, 43% of today's workforce is part-time. I didn't realize that, actually. I don't know when this article was actually written, but it's a big percentage of people now who are going into work that is part-time and online. So technology is our friend in many, many ways. I mentioned Upwork and other freelance sites. Boomers, apparently employed boomers, 44% are self-employed. And actually, I know I read some statistics. I forget which, and I think in the article it's listed. But anyway, the point is that boomers who start businesses in their 60s and 70s are more likely to continue and be successful with that business than a younger person. Why is that? Well, for one thing, I think that we've got the need. We want some extra income, or we want to be doing something in this last chapter of our beautiful lives, or we just feel the urgency. And when you have an urgency about something, I think you do have a passion and determination and strength. And so that's one thing. The other thing is, believe it or not, we actually have a lot of contacts. We don't even think about it. I just went back to LinkedIn, and I have over 1,000 not followers, but friends, contacts in LinkedIn. And I went through just scrolling through, and there were a lot of people requesting to join my LinkedIn group, but I don't actually go there very often, so I'm not active. But the point I'm making is that I have a lot of people who I know. And I'm looking at some of the connections that, in companies that I might be interested in working for if I was in that state of mind. And maybe the same is with you, that you've got a really full network of people that you think, oh, they wouldn't remember me. You would be surprised how many people will remember. And if you worked in a company where they still have a need for people with your information, with your knowledge, not so much with another employee, a lot of companies are hiring now consultants. So you can go back into this unretirement world. And I guess the bottom line is, things are changing in the workplace, full stop. We know that because of the pandemic, many more people are working from home. It's just a whole new culture. The times that you work, the times in the day that you work, where you work, and how you work are all changing. And the 60s is an excellent time to start doing something that you've always wanted to do and do it in a way that is profitable. Another thing to consider is nonprofits. And I only mention this one because I do have a lot of friends, and maybe many of you, who are very passionate about certain things, like, for example, climate change. A lot of people are very concerned, and they want for and I'm in that group, they're concerned for their grandchildren and their children and themselves, that, the world is not being looked after in the right way, that things are not working in the direction that we think they should. Maybe you'd like to get behind that as a cause and volunteer your time. Maybe you can do it in a way that you maybe do a blog. And you can do a blog like I started here with 60andMe. And, you do earn some money from the videos if they get a lot of connection and attention. This is how it works. But, there's so many options. And I guess that's the thing I wanted to highlight to you. If you're not happy with retirement, and you're dealing with the transition into retirement, and you're thinking, this has lasted me like 3 years, transitioning into this place I don't really want to be right now. I want to be out there doing other things. Then this is perhaps the time to do that. And you can always go back. You can always go back into retirement when you feel financially, emotionally, and sort of socially ready to do that. You may not be ready right now. So the joy of unretirement. Have you ever considered it? Have you ever considered unretiring or delaying retirement, I guess? What kind of benefits do you see in the new ways that we can work, the new ways that people are able to work part-time or full-time or any time in between? I'd love to know your feedback, and maybe it will help others. So please, take some time to just, reflect and comment. And if you like this video, we do these 4 times a week, not on this, only on this subject, of course. I do beauty and fashion, and we do travel and mindset, kind of lifestyle, health and nutrition, all kinds of things. So please subscribe, tell your friends, and look forward to seeing you in our next video. But please take care of yourselves and be well. Stay strong. Bye for now.